it feels like you're totally disconnected. There's no more attraction. There's the love fizzled out. All these things that come up when you're shut down. And so the love movement is the next level. It's a love consciousness. So if
Right.
you're struggling in your relationship at all, why are we waiting?
Yeah, don't
You know?
wait. Hi, welcome. I'm here with Emma Viglucci, relationship expert, founder of the metrorelationship.com and creator of the Love Movement. So I'm so excited to talk to you today about all these amazing things. So welcome. It's so nice to meet you. Emma and I just met on Thursday. We were
Yes.
both in Malibu, so that was really fun. So we are brand new to each other. So I invited Emma to come on my YouTube so I could ask her some questions about her business and just get to know her a bit. So can you tell me a little more about metrorelationship.com and what that means and what are
Yes.
you
Well,
doing over there?
first of all, thank you so much for having me here. And so
Absolutely.
excited to have met. And we had a blast in Malibu. So excited for
Yes.
that and grateful. And
Hmm.
I'm grateful for you inviting me to come on today. So happy about that and excited. And okay, so metrorelationship.com is my private practice where I work with couples. We specialize in working with couples and relationships. And couples, a lot of our clients are couples, but a lot of them are also individual where they want to work in the relationship, even if they're coming by themselves, not necessarily with their partner. Metro relationship means is the relationship that you create when you're a founder of a business owner, a professional, and you're stupid busy, I like to say. And then you have a hard time juggling all the things and your relationship gets to the bottom of the list. And so it feels like you're totally disconnected, that you might want different things, that you can't make it work, that you're incompatible, that there's no more attraction, there's the love fizzled out, you just care about each other, but you don't really love each other, you're not in love. All these things that come up when you're shut down from your
Right.
relationship, from yourself and from your relationship. So metro relationship means that you create the relationship that you want despite how busy you might get. So how do we work on reviving all the things and getting on the same page so that you could feel the passion again and the connection again and the love again and support each other and get on the same page about the vision that you want to have for your life and co-create a shared life that you both love and just coming together as a strong unit, a sacred union, so that your life and your relationship works for you both. So that's kind of what
Wow,
it means in a nutshell.
that's amazing. How long have you been a relationship expert?
Close to 30 years.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
major.
yeah, yes,
That's a long
definitely.
time. Wow,
It
that's
is.
amazing. And what's the love movement?
So the love movement, it's one of my newest babies, and it has to do with taking love and the relationship to the next level. So I just explained what it means to just kind of create the relationship that you like, but a lot of times we get stuck in the mechanical of that. So like, how do I speak so that we understand each other and make sure that we have date night and like all the mechanics of making the relationship work again.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, I was there with a lot of clients for a very long time where we get stuck in the tools, right? And
Right.
they actually they end up weaponizing the tools. And it's like, you're not doing the dialogue properly. You're not doing it, right? So they're supposed to be helping you. And like they use all the
Yeah.
things against each other. And it's like, okay, what are we doing right now? And so the love movement is the next level. It has to do with getting out of like the little human and the patterns and all the doing of the relationship and just looking at it from love, from a
Mm.
higher perspective, and just showing up with love and having that infuse everything, all the interactions, having that grace, having that gratitude, having that appreciation for each other, just connecting with the essence of who I am, who you are, and interacting from that place as opposed to like surface level and just the doing
Right.
stuff of life.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're kind of taking, giving them the tools, but then moving them to the next level and making it a bit more, oh, not maybe not spiritual, but like that connection with each other and just making that the basis for everything for using the tools. Is that a
Yes. So we
fair?
take the
Okay.
tools and the processes and all of the couples therapy work, and then we take it to the next level with where it's just not just this level and in the repatterning and in the just doing work. So it doesn't have to feel
Right.
like work. When you take it to the next level, it's like an the consciousness expands. It's a higher level of processing. It's a higher level of understanding. It's a love consciousness. From
Right.
that place, we realize how interconnected we are. And whatever you're doing to your partner, you're doing to yourself. And whatever your negative thoughts you're thinking, couples say things like, "Well, I didn't say it to them." Well, you're saying it in your mind. Their mind, their body, their soul, they still got it.
Yeah.
The message
Well,
is
and
still out there.
the more like if they really know you, they probably know you're thinking it anyway, right?
That too. But we try not to mind read, right? But for sure,
Right.
it's in the air. And so they still
Yeah.
get
It can sense
impacted.
your
So
vibration.
that's right. So
Yeah.
we have to watch our thinking. And so
Hmm.
having that awareness of just how are we showing up? How are we being? And so then we impact our interconnectedness and we co-create from a much higher level of awareness with much more ease and flow as opposed to like all the things that we have to do to make this relationship work.
Right. Yeah. So what kind of clients do you typically work with? Is there like just a wide range, or is there like a favorite that like literally lights you up?
Interesting. Good question. Let me think. What kind of clients do I work with? Well, very busy professionals. A lot of times
Right.
they own businesses. So that's one thing. And mm, ages, as I've gotten older and wiser, I'm attracting older and wiser clients. So I don't have them as young anymore, but still, I would say mid-20s, even though not as much. Mid 30s to like mid 50s or a little later.
Yeah.
That's the range. And just people who really want to be together and want to make the relationship work, but they have a hard time figuring out how to connect and what to do. And they have all these weird
Mhm.
ideas about what's happening to their relationship and about their partner and who they are, and they're just misaligned and they just can't make it work. And we recalibrate all of that.
Wow, that's amazing. So they come in, kind of like, I'm not sure, we just don't know how to move forward together. We need help, outside help, right? That's amazing.
Yes.
And you had talked a little bit about a new program that you created.
Yes. So I created a new program because up until now, I've been in practice for a very long time. Since 2000, I started my private practice and I was practicing before then. So a very long time. And all that time was one-on-one clients. And
Mhm.
there's so many clients that I could help. And so I decided to do a program so I could help hopefully more people. And so that's the
Right.
idea behind
Yes.
that. And the program is called Awaken to Love, which
Awaken
comes
to
from
love.
this thought that most of us, I'm going to throw myself in there for, when I wobble because I'm not perfect and I'm still a human, but most of us
Mhm.
operate from the place of this little human and a little ego. And awaken to love is awaken to the higher perspective that I was talking about, the higher level of
Right.
consciousness and that love consciousness. And so we
Yes.
awaken into love. A lot of people might think like, oh, I know I love my partner, but we love them conditionally and only if they do the things that we like and all of the things. And we hate their guts when they don't. We know that we love them, but in the moment we hate them, like this kind of weird stuff, right? As opposed to having that full grace and operating from that higher perspective. And that doesn't mean people sometimes mishear this. That doesn't mean um, being a doormat,
Yeah.
right? Or not getting your needs met. Because sometimes when I say things like unconditional love, they're like, well, what if I don't get what I want? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you love them unconditionally, they would actually show up for you much better.
Right. Yes.
It's not
Yeah,
never
that
at your
makes sense.
expense, never to not get your needs met, never like that's not the idea. But when we put conditions on other people, who are we to put conditions on somebody else,
Yeah.
right? And to have
Well, it's
conditions
like
on
the
us.
judgment piece too, right? Like we're judging so hard, but we mostly are judging because it's reflecting something within ourselves, or we just haven't, returned to love. Find it really interesting. It reminds me so much of Gabrielle Bernstein's book, The Universe Has Our Back. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like when she just talks about leading with love, like all of the time, which is depending on who you're around, that's not typically
The
what
message, right?
people do, right? Is leading with
Right.
love. So I think it was such a powerful message for me, and I'm certainly, I mean, I'm divorced, so I needed you at some point, but that's a long time ago.
That's
But yeah,
okay.
I think as I move forward though with a new love, I'm going to have an entirely different perspective now from
Yeah.
age and wisdom and all of those things, and my own relationship, right? And seeing things now from a different perspective as to what we went through, and just seeing it with a different lens has been everything. Um,
Yes.
so as you move, and you've already launched your program, like it's available for
My
people
program is launching next week or
next
2 weeks
week.
from now. Hang on, let me look at the calendar.
Well,
Is
by the time
launching.
somebody sees this, probably it might be launched. If not, check very soon.
Right, right, right. So that's
Yeah.
right. So it launches on the 29th, but it's open enrollment. So whenever people
Yeah.
see this, they're
Amazing.
welcome.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so it'll always be there for them. So, I
that's right.
mean, this YouTube video, whenever you happen to be watching it, if it's
That's
not
right.
live yet, it will be very soon. And then maybe you're watching this, well, it's been live for a while. So, well,
And it
that's
will
very
find you
exciting for
whenever
you.
you're ready for it,
Yes.
right?
Awaken to love. And they can
Mhm.
find that at metrorelationship.com.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Be
Good
clear.
question.
And just so you know, the links will all be below this video. So we'll put all those below this video. So if you're watching the video, just check the links in the description. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how we sort of came to know each other, because I think it's kind of an interesting piece. And what led you to being in so we're both members of Kathleen Cameron's program. You're in Modern Mentor, yes?
Yes.
Right. So we're in a program called Modern Mentor together with Kathleen Cameron. And we just met on Thursday for CEO Day, which is a part of our mastermind group. And so, how did you get started with Kathleen?
Oh, I love that question. Let's see. How did I get started with Kathleen? I started with Kathleen at the beginning of the year when I was ready to take my vision to the next level.
Just this year.
Right. This year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So I came across her YouTube videos like mid-January or so, and I was already shifting some things in my practice and thinking about the programs or just what I wanted to do next. And I came across her videos and I was like, this sounds really yummy and amazing and fabulous. And so I went to one of her launch master classes events,
Hmm.
and I signed up for one. But before I even could attend, it was going to conflict with a client session. I was like, I don't think I could make it. But you know what? I know I'm signing up for the program, so I just signed up for the program. Then my session ended up canceling, so I ended up being able to attend the master class, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. I'm so happy that I'm here. That's it. That was 2 months ago.
Wow,
So
that's
brand
amazing.
brand spanking new.
Yeah. I know I said at CEO Day that it's been like, I think 2021 was when I joined her first program. Well, yeah, actually it's the first program that she had ever started selling. So I had it's been a few years now, 5 years. I can't even believe it.
Lovely.
5 years. But I did, step away for a bit while I was like tackling some things. So it's really interesting, this work, honestly, over the last 5 years. Like I can't even tell you how much has changed. But when you look at it from the outside, it's like maybe not everything like so physically changed, but it's so much internal change. And
Mm,
so Modern Mentor was just like a next step for me. It was like the most obvious step, um, because I was in TIR, her program that she used to coach on through Bob Proctor, and then in her coaching certification program to become a coach. And then this was like the next step. So I got millionaire program with the coaching certification. So the millionaire program was part of
awesome.
that, which is fun. And but to be honest, like I didn't do as much then. I was so busy. Like I was running two businesses with all my
Well, you
kids, and
do
like
have
it was
6
nuts.
children.
I do. And so I was running two businesses at that time and
Right.
trying to create my online business while I was running all of that. It was just like anybody on the outside would be like, "What are you doing?" Then they used to say that to me, like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a
I
lot.
really needed to step away from it to kind of like decide and make some decisions and remove some things. So let go of a business and just be able to make time to actually be able to absorb the work, right? And to be able to embody it and make it happen. So what would you say is the biggest so far thing that the program has helped you so far?
Well, first of all, I love what you just said because when we're so busy and so jam-packed with things, we can't connect to ourselves. We can't connect to our higher self. We can't connect to
Yep.
the people that we love. We can't be present. We're not available. And then it's just mechanical,
Yeah.
right? And I know that firsthand too. I go there. And so kudos that you were able to create that spaciousness because then it
Hmm.
allows you to create the next thing that you want to
Oh
create, right?
yeah.
And then it becomes So yeah, it's beautiful. And that's one of the things that I'm taking away myself, which is create even more spaciousness. How do I serve beyond what I could do one to one?
Right.
And how can I be the person that has a big program or that serves more people? And just taking
Mhm.
all the things that I create and all of the thoughts and the content and the processes and all of the things that I've created to more people so I could serve more and help humanity elevate. So
Yes.
it's inspiring to to shift with the mindset so little Emma doesn't get in the way when I'm creating the mechanics behind the program or behind the things
Right.
like, oh, they're little mechanics, If you get the mechanics, stay at the higher place and the mechanics work out, you figure it out.
Yeah. It's
But
really interesting, I think, because like to stay in that higher place, right? We still have to deal with all of the things, you know.
yes.
But as you get to that, you're like, okay, well, couldn't I, have someone assist me with those things so that I am able to stay in this higher place? And that took me forever to learn. Because I thought, "Oh, I'm going to do all of this. I'm going to be a CEO and a woman." It's like there's not one successful CEO that doesn't have an assistant, that doesn't have some serious
Right.
help behind the scenes, right? It's like we're not
Yeah.
a one person show. And when you are, you're exhausted, period. That's it. And so I think that's
Well, there's only
probably
so much
the,
that there's only so
yeah,
much that we do when we operate from that place, right? Because there's only so many
100%.
dishes that you could spin. But
Yeah.
when you move yourself to a higher level of operating, then all the people moving the dishes, you just stay here and you trickle down
Yeah.
the good stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
in my book club this month, we're reading The One Thing by Gary Keller. And
Mm,
it's just
I love that.
like, it's perfect timing too, because I'm still simplifying. So that's like, that was kind of my word for this year, was
Yes.
like clarity and simplify. So like moving things out of the way to be able to see things super clearly. Last
Mm,
year I closed one of my businesses that took me that many years to close, right? I
yeah,
just closed it last summer. And
kudos.
it's like, oh my gosh, the time freedom. I've never had, I've been a mom since I was 18. I've been like just doing things, right? And now it's like he talks a lot about the focus, right? Splitting your focus. I used to brag about being what a great multitasker I am, and all this nonsense, and because it is nonsense, right? Like you can
Oh,
do many things at once, but you're never going to, but you're not doing them well, right? Like you're not doing them to the effect of which you could if that was your only focus. So
mm,
it's very interesting in that moving all of that stuff out of the way and just being able to like focus, but also being in our place, right? Your zone of genius, which I'm sure you're very aware of what that is now. But it's not always so clear for people, right? So when you find that and you create the business, it's just a beautiful thing when that comes together, when you're like, okay, I was really meant to do this, but you're taking it to the next level with being able to serve uh many people at once as opposed to a couple in front of you or one person, right?
yep, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I love it. I love
And setting up
this.
things, that when we're multitasking or spreading ourselves thin, what happens a lot is that then the energy is split between all the things that we're doing. So
Mhm.
so it's not only just that we can't do the things as well as we would want to if we're only focusing on that thing, but also the energy that we have is spread, like not just like
Yeah.
physical, like how tired I am, right? Like the consciousness is also
Yes.
diluted,
Yep.
right? And when we dilute our consciousness, then we can actually manifest the thing that we're trying to create. Then it's all spread
Yeah.
out,
Yep.
right? And so
It's
so
it's
good
an
for you that
amazing
we
realization. Like the awareness is so good. And I that is my wish for humanity, is for them to experience that freedom of
mm,
having, like, being aware, right? Of where
yes,
we are placing our focus, and knowing that we have a choice, right? That we can
right.
choose. And I think that's the one thing that, like, a lot of people, right? They just feel like they're in it, right? And life is happening to them and all those things. And they're sort of
Yep,
somewhat of a victim to it. Not necessarily victim mentality, but you know what I mean? Like they can't control it.
right.
But when you step into that awareness of like, listen, I can make this happen. I can do this. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing around me. I have the choice to select, which
That's
is,
right.
yeah, it's amazing.
And also depending on the level of awareness that we're operating from, that's the things that we're able to see. When we're vibrating from the 3D mentality and down here, and like all of the things don't work and the lack of the victim and all the kind of those kind of thoughts and mindset, then those are the things that we see. We actually prove ourselves right, right?
Right.
All the things happen, all the things break, all the people do this to us, and we're always
Hmm.
in trouble in some sort of form. But when we elevate, then different things show up in that different level, different vibration,
Right.
different things show
Yeah.
up, right?
Yeah.
And that happens in our work with couples too. When the couples are totally fighting and doing whatever, they even when I love to tell this story, like sometimes couples are the partners are trying to do something nice, and then the other partner, actually, because of the mindset that they're in, they see it as something that's bad, right? Like they don't
Right.
see the intention behind it. And I have a very specific story that actually happened in my own relationship. So this is so funny. Ready?
Ready.
My partner travels a lot, and when he comes back from trips, he folds his dirty clothes in his suitcase, so they don't take that much space. So then he takes them out of the suitcase, puts them in the hamper. So they're folded in the hamper. So I'm doing the laundry, I unfold them, put them in the laundry, do the laundry. And then when I take them out of the dryer, I fold the jeans so they don't get wrinkled in the basket until I have a chance to put the stuff away. So he was in his place where he saw the folded jeans in the laundry, and he's like, you didn't even wash it properly and all these things. And right? Meanwhile, I'm going out of my way to fold them so that they don't get wrinkled for him, right? And it's so interesting how you could just make assumptions when you're in the funky place and just see the wrong things, or the good
Right.
things you see the wrong way, right? So that's
Yeah.
just one example that always stood out to me, like as an example of this, what couples
Yeah.
do, right? So trying to do something nice, and the person sees it completely as bad, like so innocuous, like so, like so random.
Yeah.
But it shows up in all of the ways when couples are having a hard time and struggling when they're operating in a low place. And
Right.
that happens when we're not resourced, when we're exhausted, when we're spread thin, right? And when we do all these things, and then we don't recharge enough, we don't connect to ourselves enough, and then we're operating from that
Hmm.
lower state.
Yes. That's
So
very
yeah, so
interesting.
definitely we shoot ourselves on the foot with this freedom when we are operating from that lower state, because we don't see the choices. I could choose to look at this a different way. Like I don't have to make this
Right.
assumption about my wife or about how she did the laundry or whatever, with this
Yeah.
particular.
That's an odd assumption because if it's folded and it's in a certain place, you would think you would assume it's clean, right? Not
Well, that's what
assume
I'm
that
saying.
you didn't even wash it.
Right.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely
Very
have the
validating.
choice. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, is it in a clean laundry basket? But yeah, I can see that a lot, right? And we do that with everyone, right? And sometimes when we're not paying attention, we're not there, we're not really present. We're just responding to
Or
everything
reacting.
that's happening. Yeah, reacting. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I love this work. Like it's the best thing to hold that like mirror up to you and say, listen, like look at what's happening, right? And how much of a reflection it is of what's actually going inside here. Like what's going on inside our minds is actually like what we're projecting out into the world and just getting more of it back. But most of the time we
Totally.
don't take time to look at what's going on in here because of time, right?
And we have it, that's right. And we have a
Yeah.
choice, like you're saying, to, how do I choose to look at this right now? Like this is the
Hmm.
data that I'm observing, but what meaning do I want to give it?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I think
And
that's one of the best things to ask. What meaning am I giving to this? Because that's a choice
right,
too.
right. First of
Yeah.
all, what we are seeing, depending on
Yeah.
what level we're in, that's what we will observe. But then we still have choice.
Yeah.
Oh, what meaning am I assigning it? Or
Hmm.
even better choice, how about we resource ourselves more frequently, daily, so then we actually see better things. And we don't have to work so hard,
Yeah.
all this checking the assumptions and doing all this,
Right.
then we don't have to work so hard. So
Yeah.
if we create a practice of some sort, then it's much easier for us to operate from a more resource place. And so then we don't constantly have to be checking everything. Like we're already a little higher. We already seeing
Right.
better.
Yeah.
We already have better interpretations, you see?
How long is your program?
It's
The new
10
one?
weeks.
10 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good time frame, right? To create some like new habits and all of that. I think that's
Totally.
a good time frame for that. Well, this has been just amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, it's a
I think
pleasure.
what the work that you're doing is so needed. And honestly, like anyone listening to this, if you are struggling with your relationship, reach out to Emma because don't wait until The next video that you see, don't wait until it's too late. We never know entirely what the other person's experience is or when they might decide that enough is enough,
Hmm.
and don't wait for that. I definitely did. I definitely did not seek any help whatsoever. I actually didn't even believe um, that there was help available for what we were going through, which is so silly, right? Because obviously, there definitely was, but I really didn't want it. Help
Yeah, I
at
hear
that
that.
time, but I'm entirely, in a different place now than I was then. But looking back, right, you think, what could have been different, and I could have had a different experience if I'd been open to,
Mm,
hearing a professional, um, you know, uh, what's going on with me and having some help with that. So don't
really.
wait for it. I hope that you all has found as much value in this conversation as I have, because I think this is really needed. I think more people need to remember love and to give each other grace and to make sure that we're not always in judgment. We're
Mm.
not always coming from that place of like, this is the person we're supposed to love, unconditionally, right? And so thank you so much for creating the love movement and all of your programs and everything. And I wish you so much.
Oh, thank you so
Um,
much, Stephanie. Those are beautiful words. So not only sometimes people don't even go for help, but sometimes they go for help too late, right? It's very
yeah,
hard to undo the damage that they do and to turn things back on. So if
right.
you're struggling in your relationship at all, why are we waiting?
Yeah, don't
You know,
wait.
just
Yeah,
definitely nurture yourself, nurture your relationship sooner than later. And if you
yeah.
have the relationship sooner than
And if
later.
you're listening to this right now, you already know. Like if you're feeling that pull in any kind of way that oh, you know what? Maybe we should just do it. Don't wait. Don't ignore that intuitive hit. Like don't ignore your intuition, right? I think that's one of the most important pieces in all of this is like we often have those intuitive moments where we're like, oh, we should do that. But then we get busy with life and we dismiss it and whatever else. So if you're
And we
hearing
talk
that
ourselves out of it.
message,
We talk
oh,
ourselves out,
100%. Yeah, yeah, we do.
right? And also something that couples do is that they say things like, "Oh, my partner wouldn't never do that. My partner doesn't want to." This program is for relationships. It's not for couples. And so they don't have to come with their partner. They could both do
That's
it.
a
They're
very
more than
good
welcome to both do it, but you
That's
don't
very
have to
good
bring
to
your partner.
note, because I think that can prevent some people from going right at all, is because they
Right.
think, well, my
100%.
partner's not going to do it,
Right.
but you can still get something out of it. And we
Yeah.
all know that we have a lot of influence. And when we start doing better things, people start doing better things to us,
Oh
right?
my
We
gosh.
show up in a
Exactly.
different way. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. So that's
Yeah.
actually what I teach, because the partners are awesome at blaming each other, and
Right.
the other person's fault, only if they change, their relationship would change, it would be much better. But we have no power over what the other person does. And so
Right.
all my conversations, all of my programs, all of my content has to do with how do I show up differently? What do I need to do for myself? Right. And then of
Right.
course we deepen into the relationship part. But from that place, we can totally change the whole thing. I
Yeah.
have a few clients in my case law right now who are just totally changing the relationship by them doing their work. So you don't need your partner to change your relationship.
Wow. That's a very good thing to note,
Yep.
because I'm glad that the conversation went there and we got that answered for people, because I do think that's a question they would have. So you do not need to come with your partner. You can definitely start this process on your own and start having a better experience just for yourself in the beginning, and then let that lead into a better experience in your relationship. So I think that's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Emma, for being on here. I am so grateful for you saying yes when I asked you,
And
because you
thank you so
didn't
much
have
for the
to.
invitation. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.